Hello and welcome back. This is the, I believe, last episode that will be post-commentated. So yay me, and I will start the episode now. I believe. Oh yes, I in between episodes did drink, sleep, and eat. And I dropped off all the stuff we don't need on us. Which apparently includes water. I should pick that water and the berries up. And I believe, yes, I will do exactly that. Yay me. And I take a step outside and see all the corpses, and yes. There is a zombie corpse here, and I believe I will utilize his meat. That sounded oddly wrong. I will turn him into mutagen, I meant. One batch of mutagen, I believe. Yes. Yes. Do we have storage? Yes, we do. And I will take a little, walk outside. And I should have taken that bicycle with me, simply for the turret. At this point, most enemies don't pose that much of a threat to us, so we might as well kill them with the gun. As you can see, there are fruit trees, relatively actually pretty parallel, planted to each other, and in summer we would be able to get a metric, you know what, ton of apples here. So that would be nice. Unfortunately, we are one day away from summer, so that has to wait. That would actually be really nice. I assume we will get 200 more than 200 apples. We will actually have to make storage space for that. But I guess we will get rid of a lot of weight once we have processed all the bleach and ammonia. And yes, more lemming corpses everywhere. And giant frog corpses. But do you see all those corpses? We have our first blob. Apparently some of the animals, like the jumping spider currently, attacking us, did kill blobs, which is good, because blobs. Every single blob is approximate, actually probably more than 1 hour of in-game work time, which is unbeneficial. I'm currently checking the weight and the volume. I believe they are 0.2 in size and 0.2 in weight. And I almost picked up the giant frog corpse, which would be particularly useless. Not totally useless, because they have bones and we will need bones, but not useful enough to carry it around, I would say. And as you can see, killing those slimes takes so long compared to killing a zombie, and they're only marginally more dangerous. And if you look very closely on the minimap, you can see a giant wet square of enemies. I'm currently checking my moral penalties for some reason, I believe because I wanted to check if I'm covered in goo or something. And yes, at this point, once they destroyed my oh so precious tank top, it's completely useless, I decide that I will go and get the vehicle to take care of the slimes. It's just so much more simple. There are actually some fungoids here. And yes, I dropped the duffel bag so the slimes don't destroy it. because it only has like one hit point bar left. And there are more and more slimes coming. I actually don't know if that slime pit constantly spawns slimes, or if there is just a huge amount of slimes here. I guess the only way to confirm that is by killing all the slimes, collecting all the blob glob, and then see if there's more. If there is more, that would be amazing, because that would basically mean we have infinite slime, which is great, I would say. And I'm picking some of it up, but then again, next slime. And if you can see at that, there's so many of them that would take forever to kill. And there's a Playboy magazine, and it's, how do I say it? It throws up a, well, weird question where all that goo came from. Literally came from. What? I didn't say anything, and you didn't hear anything, I hope. Let's fight a little bit more of the lag ooze, if you want to call it that. And yes, now I will lag it and grab the vehicle. Simply so I don't have to bother with those slimes. And the only thing I will have to do is reload it from time to time, I guess. Which is not that hard. And I will actually kill the zombie, and I'm now realizing, or I realized at that time in the video, that I could probably leave the zombie corpses untouched and they would not rot away, because, well, they would reanimate and be fresh again, which is something to consider. And I believe leave most of this behind, other than the blob feet. And as you can see, or as you could have seen in the doorway, the vehicle moved quite strange, like it messed around with physics. Let's get back to those blobs, because I believe there's nothing cooler than killing those blobs with parts of blob. You're basically shooting little slimes at those slime blobs and they die. Okay, which is actually quite interesting. As you can see, the bullets seem to have some sort of shining effect, which I did not notice before, because the only other thing we killed before were lemmings, and I did not notice that good. But the bullet did actually bounce between enemies and kill them. That means we could take out, or we did take out, one slime with like relatively low amount of bullets, which is interesting. Actually, the Gellraiser might be almost on the same level as the Symbol of Judgment, because the Symbol of Judgment has the drawback that you need the ammunition, which is relatively scarce. But blob feet is just meat, or tainted meat. You have tons of that. So this might actually be more effective, especially since you can mount it on a vehicle and let it do its thing. I mean, it killed so many slimes down there. And strangely enough, the big red blob did disappear, not like a slime big red blob, but on the minimap. They probably killed whatever drew their attention and did carry on with their business. It just butchers slimes like nothing good. It's so amazing. The small blob splits into, I'm currently reading the log as fast as I can. We have so much blob glob. I mean, imagine how long it would have took to make all of this. We have now basically as much slime mutagen as we want. So we will definitely at some point pass the threshold, which will be interesting, because I normally don't do that, but I will take a lot of slime serum in this playthrough, so that will be interesting to see. Actually don't know that much about the threshold mechanic and what it does once you pass through it, and our gun at some point, or in basically random intervals, decides that blob exactly was 1 square too close. That was unacceptable, so it annihilated it. Imagine you have like a vehicle with like 5 of those mounted on top, and you're just sitting inside. Occasionally you go outside, collect like the things it killed to cook and like make your chemicals and mutagen, and all the other time you're just driving and doing nothing, because the guns plural do all the work. And I'm actually checking the temperature right now with our CBM, because we are very hot. I believe it's caused by the wetsuit hood, but we will see. And what is that? Oh, all the stuff is falling on the floor because the box was full. So now we will do something very disgusting. I will stuff all the blobs into my seat. Yes, exactly. Whatever. We will sit on a metric shitton of blob. Exactly 100 blobs. Okay. I still have to decide if I find that comfortable. Like, it should be super, like, soft, but still. And I randomly drop stuff accidentally. And I'm looking through this, what I actually dropped. I believe I dropped my medicine, which is not good. So I picked that back up once I realized where it is. The bandages, you idiot. No, the bandages. Exactly. Further south. Exactly. And I believe that was everything we accidentally dropped. Yes, I take the open can of meat, so we, well, used that up. I may have that in, that's the Playboy, in my inventory before the accidental drop off. And I actually killed a slime per hand, which is, quite honestly, that is just not work our character will be happy to do from this point onward. He realized how, like, luxurious the life of automatic weapons is, so why should he kill them themselves? He will just stand behind the vehicle and reload the gun. I will actually ignore, and that is complete, like, decadence. I will ignore the blob attacking me in favor of reloading the gun. I'm not hitting that with my stick. My stick is beautiful and slightly damaged. And incredibly, like, important. The gun can just work for me. And now I noticed that the blob can't, the gun can actually not shoot on top of itself, which makes sense. So I will have to dirty my... Oh no, I don't have to. It is amazing. Like, that weapon was just laying around in a barn is mind-boggling. Like, why was this in a barn? I would like expect that to be in way stranger places than a barn. Maybe aliens abducted a cow in there or something. And yes, again, we are full on blob feed. Oh, not on blob feed, on blob glob. So we will actually have to turn something into something right now to gain more space. And yes, we have too much blob glob right now, which is amazing. Could you, yes, decide on what to do? I believe I will start with slime mutagen. Yes. Oh no, with normal mutagen, okay. Oh, I used the... That is right, we had some tinted meat left, so I used that to make some more mutagen. It goes to the west, and we will make more slime mutagen, which is considerably more awesome compared to stinky old normal mutagen. So this will take forever, literally like 10 hours or something, but who gives a shit, right? I believe I have now to press the enter key quite a lot to skip messages. Yes, there will be a lot of animals and monsters around here, but let's hope that we get this done before we have like to end the crafting because of tiredness and, well, starvation. And we actually quite happily like craft while the gun shoots at random shit getting in our way. Oh no, a giant was. And it just explodes into nothingness, I would say. It's a good description. I believe they just spawned a blob because it just spawned on the black slime, I believe. And the gun obviously instantaneously like annihilated it. But hey, we have 20 slime mutagen, which we have to store somewhere. And yes, we have now a gallon jug of slime mutagen, which we will turn into slime serum. But I believe we will eat something. Do we have something? I believe we have some things to eat and drink. A limited amount, but we still have meals ready to eat later. And I eat another mallows berry, I forgot. This time it again spawned fungal bed, but no berries, just more spores, which is sad. That would be like quite economic to eat a mallows berry and get 7 times the mallows berries back, even though we are vomiting normally. What I noticed is that we are still full, which makes me kind of confused. I would assume normally you lose like your food in your stomach when you vomit, but okay. We have a lot of blob glob. I believe I am currently looking at the recipes that can be used in super glue, mutagen, blob feed, the growing blob frame, and some sort of cord that is, I believe, survival mod based. I should, as soon as possible, make the growing frame, so we get that done and it is growing. Because what I actually plan at this point is to make a slime mobile to fit our slime character. Yes, it would be disgusting, but it would be amazing in so many ways. And yes, I looked through the recipes that we can do with super glue, and I noticed a sort of slime like wheel, I guess. A 60-inch earthen waller, which I assume is some sort of like wheel type, something to propel a vehicle on, I guess. And it is made out of flesh and stone. Yeah. And we need a lot of pebbles to make it. I actually don't know where we get pebbles. I did previously not produce pebbles. I believe they're normally used for ammunition. But we will look in this later. Especially since we need grey mass for stuff. And I have no idea how to get grey mass. That's actually quite the problem. Do we have to find that? Maybe if we go down the slime pit? Maybe there is something down there we can turn into grey mass? I'm not certain. I will have to think about that, where we get grey mass. Is there any other place? Maybe a science lab or military base? Maybe? Or we can grow it at some point. Maybe we need the recipe? But from where? I'm looking a little bit through the recipes what we can make with super glue. Nothing too good. And there's the actual glowing blob frame, which is interesting, I guess, because that would probably be like the foundation of a vehicle. But I'm not certain if we need to use up this tool, this special like blood sucking tool we found, I believe, in the science lab, or if we can reuse that. And yes, now I'm searching for grey mass and I'm finding a lot of strange parts, like hairy mass or spiked mass and acidic mass and what? And I believe the worst of all was the warm mass. That sounds just like disgusting as fuck. There's actually glowing grey mass down there, but I don't know if I see that, like in game, or if I look over that. Oh no, I'm actually at that. We need oozing mass to make grey mass. So we need to find oozing mass. How do we make oozing mass? Do I search for that? I want to know that now. It is not listed here and we are searching for mass, so we probably have to find oozing mass. And I have no idea from where. I will have to think about that as well. Does that come from like goo canisters? Is that what is in there? That may be it, right? Because once we read like those goo canister descriptions, I believe it said something about an oozing mass inside. That may be it. But we don't have any blob canisters on us. Or goo canister. And if it is that, do we need to find... Where did we find goo canisters? I believe in science labs. We may be able to produce some. I will have to look into the production of goo canisters and if they actually are what we seek. I will pull the vehicle a little bit closer I believe, just so it can cover the slimes. And yes, I will use it like a mace or something, bashing it into enemies turret first, which is interesting, I guess. Oh yes, the passage downstairs was blockaded. I don't actually know if that means there's nothing downstairs or if that means we need a jackhammer. Because that might mean we need a jackhammer. I actually don't know, even though I really want to know. I collect more blob, and did I already mention we can eat blob, even though I won't do it right now? And yes, I drink our last liquid, and of course the character throws it all up, because why not? So we will have to get some water. And we would take slime serum? May that be? I believe so. Yes. We are now slimy and we are infection resistant. That's good. Slimy is strange and it certainly sounds disgusting. And where is it? Oh yes, we raised our cooking skill beyond 10. We are now 10.47 cooking skill, which is interesting. And I noticed that the serum causes depressants. Your body is coated with a fine slime, protects you from long-term effects of acid, though not short-term ones. Generally increases wet benefits. Wet benefits? Am I reading that right? Are there wet benefits? Huh? Now I'm confused. Almost as confused as I'm by the long-term effects of acid. What do you mean long-term effects of acid? And we of course are infection resistant. So I don't know if that means infection from fungoids, but I hope it does. Or if that just means the zombie infection thing. But I have no way to verify that, so whatever. Why are we in pain? Oh, we are slightly hurt by those slimes, I guess. I will probably take another look at the chemistry category and spend another 3.2 hours making mutagen. While our character's trying to vomit but can't because he has nothing eaten. That's kind of, that's probably not very beneficial when you try to make chemicals to always be like, oh my god, I really need to vomit, really need to vomit. In front of a chemistry set. What if you have the flask with mutagen in your hand and then you wedge it and you drop it and it spits everywhere. We are slightly annoyed by those wasps. Whatever. I can't flipping pronounce that. Will we actually be able to finish this? Yes, we will. And there's a started gallon jack, so probably put that in there. Yes. And we have to start, I believe, a second or third gallon jug of slime mutagen, which is mind-bogglingly good. But I believe I will condense it down to slime serum. I still have to figure out what is better, but I believe slime serum is better. Oh yes, we are annoyed again by random enemies. But I guess it will be better at night because we can see as many enemies. And what little enemies comes close to us will be killed by the turret. If we are not standing in the way, I hope we are not standing in the way. Because there's one enemy, yes, the big blob. Oh, this was actually the correct name, coming closer. I believe I can just ignore that because that is not hostile. And the turret will take care of that. It comes closer, but it ignores us. Okay. The turret is not even shooting. Okay. I did actually forget about that. I believe the turret wanted to shoot at us because it beeped. But it was like, you're too close, you're too close. It beeped like 50 times or so. No, I don't want to lose my progress on crafting, because I'm tired. We will have to sleep soon. I hope we will finish this. Yes. We will quickly finish this, and we now have an entire plastic canteen? No, 2.5 liter canteen full of slime serum. That's good. I believe I will now pull the vehicle and then notice that it is too heavy now. Because we are dehydrated and dead tired. So that will take care of itself at some point. Not right now though. I'm now checking how much bleach and ammonia we have. We have quite a bit left. Enough for... Actually don't know. Like 100 more mutagen? Should be sufficient. And I probably now try to pull the vehicle and notice that I'm too... Oh, what do we need for bleach? Salt water and a chemistry set. I will say it now. The swamp is salt water, so we can just go to the swamp with a chemistry set and produce an infinite amount of bleach. Okay. Ammonia is a little bit harder. You need charcoal, I believe, and a piece of scrap metal. So you'll have to get that. The charcoal you can burn, obviously, but for the kiln you need a steel jerry can and some scrap metal and obviously wood and stuff. But we can do that, so in theory we could make an infinite amount of like mutagen components if we desire to. Just to keep that in mind. But I will have to end the episode here, so goodbye and have a wonderful day.